All right, it's time to milk. Gotta get all the other chores done too. We've been under the weather pretty good. If you remember the video of us doing the pictures, I started losing my voice. Jennings and Livy had been sick, and then it kind of went to Sayla and me, and now it's to Miss Mac, and now it looks like it's going to the older girls, and now Aiden. So we're all under the weather. It's about 40 outside, which feels extremely cold because I think we're all running fever too. You hear it. You hear it in our voice. I don't know what we got, but it's a cold or something like that, but it's gonna hit us hard. But we'll go milk this morning and then do the rest of the chores, and hopefully have a better day today than we've had the last few days. You helping me move cows today?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Alright. Charger's off. We got the cows. The cows are ready to move. They actually have ate their hay down, so it is time for them to move to, as they say, greener pastures. There's not too many greener pastures because it's been actually really cold. Harley is actually going to help me. She's going to follow. But we do have some that are greener pastures. Actually, this little pasture here, this 2 acres, it actually surprises me. It actually has some green new grass growing, and they're not moving to it. God goodness, probably for another month and a half, 2 months. So hopefully we'll see some grass grow. We did not plant in this area in rye. This is our natural Bahia field, so we don't want to do anything to hurt them because they are probably our best fields we have. Dude, I'm trying to get over this little cold or whatever I've got. But work doesn't stop, so we've got to get things done. Our whole family's got a little snifflies or something. I gotta have the feed. You just left me and made me walk, huh? Yeah. Thank you. All right, you gonna ride behind them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Harley is my helper today. We've got to move. It's a little chilly out. It's not too bad. It was really, really cold this morning. We actually have some warmer 50s and 60s coming this week, but then it's supposed to be a bad rainstorm come next weekend, which will actually cool it off. And that's how Mississippi works. We actually don't have really cold weather until a storm comes through, and then it brings colder weather. It's crazy. Mississippi may have a tornado in winter because it's 70, and then it'll cut off and be 25 the next day. So the cow's ready to move. We're letting the water out, and we're gonna open the smart fences. We've got a long walk, guys. We actually are going to put them in poly fence. You can see it's the sun is setting. This time change is really hard on me for the afternoon work. Now for the morning work, when we do chores, like we're still milking in dark, but when we do our farm chores such as feeding all the little animals and also the moving some of the animals in the morning, hay, and doing just kind of the feeding and water chores, it's easier because we have light, so that's nice. But in the afternoons when we have to get stuff done after work or whatever it may be, it's really hard because we're pretty much doing it in the dark. So today we've got to move them. We've got enough daylight to move the cows. However, we got to move the sheep and kind of set the pig fence back up because we're actually working on the whole big pig fence. And then also we've got to move some rock and hay, and both of those things will probably be with tractor light at the end of the day. This is another monster move. They've been moving really good lately because most of their moves have been very big because of the proximity of the grass and just in the rotation they've been in. So they're going all the way back down to the gas line where the old lamb field is. So here's to it. Let's go. So the journey begins. All right, let's make the long walk. We're actually going to walk across all 36 acres of the farm to the gas line, not the deer paddock, but up from it, what we call the old lamb field. We've been there before, actually, when we moved the little yearlings last time before we cut them. That's where they actually were. So we're moving back there because the grass looks really nice. we're gonna skip all these good fields here because these fields we have got planted in rye. So we're gonna let those kind of take some time. Come here. Son, the pigs didn't like the cows, did they? Come here. Getting acclimated here. Come on. They stopped at the pig barn, so hopefully they'll come on and hopefully they won't get too close to the bees. You see the fence, we're starting to put the fence up for the pigs. I'm excited about that. I don't know where Nellie's going. So we've got the main little calves behind us, which is the ones that are the hardest if they get out or they're not used to moving as much. All the other ones pretty much know where they're going. They're probably going to run to the dairy field, which is fine. They're not too far from where we're actually taking them. So if they go there, we still have the food in our hand. So I figure they'll come on back around to me. They're way down there by the house, and you see they're paused. Now they may still go to the dairy cows, but see, they're looking for me because they know there's nowhere for them to go that they traditionally wouldn't follow me. So that's good. So they know the routine. They're waiting on me, even though they passed me. They know, they don't know if they're going left or right. So that's a good thing. That kind of makes me feel good because I didn't want them, if they do go to the dairy, even though the dairy's not far, the dairy's the opposite way I need them to really go. Shake the bucket, and then I know where we're going. That's where the dairy are. They were heading that way, and then they stopped because they know, wait, they don't have the feed. Colby has the feed. Let's wait on him. So we're gonna go the opposite way. We're going this way. Come on, guys. Here they come. They'll come on around. These fields are pretty good over here. These stay pretty moist and wet, so even in our dry season, they tend to still grow better grass than our main fields. I like these areas. The only thing about these areas is they're fully temporary fencing, so we always have to make sure our cattle are used to temporaries, and they've been in temporaries for the last month now, so I mean they're used to it. But it always worries us because, you know, we got to make sure our Great Pyrenees is on his game because we are taking 3 or 4 calves, you know, to this area, and calves can sometimes be, things can happen, they can get wild and crazy. So chickens are doing good. They're making their rotation in the fields to make that field better, and then also the bigger chickens are working in the fields that we're going to. So we've been using the poultry on these fields because it does make everything better. We don't do any kind of synthetic fertilization, so we really need our animals always being used, and the way we can use them is really making sure our poultry is fertilizing the ground. So we've been rotating them. Come on, come on, Ollie. She scared the chickens to death. Well, everything was going according to plan other than when they saw the horses. The horses made them go a little crazy. Horses started neighing, cows start bellowing, everybody starts running, and the fun begins. But they're coming out. Come on, guys. Here they come. A few little detours, not too bad. Field is where we're going to. This is about, I'd say 3 or 4 acres of this gas line that is cleared off. And it's got really nice green grass. I mean, to be, you know, the first to mid-November. Very pleased with it. Come on, guys. Good job. Come on. All right, come on. Good job, guys. Good job. Hey, Tino. Thanks for the help. There's your brother. He decided to come out and help us. We do have net fencing on this one just because we were using the poly tape for the horses, and again they were inside the smart fence, so really the only other option we had, unless we decided to put them somewhere else and permanent until we moved their fence, is nets. So we took the nets and put them in it, which is okay on this side of the farm because it does scare me. This is all about 200 to 300 acres that we lease just to keep people away from us, to keep a buffer zone, but it is wild growth, so it really has all kind of animals in it. That's where any animals that we do have on farm that the Great Pyrenees has to run off, Hattie has to run off, they tend to be there. So it's okay that it's actually net fencing. I am going to still put a hay bale there just because, I mean, the grass is grass and it looks good, it's really green. But this time of year, grass starts losing its goodness and losing its quality and just becomes grown grass. because again, you're getting to the cool season and the cool grasses really hadn't kicked off yet because we're still having warm days. Put a hay bale in there so they can kind of eat what they want off of it, eat the protein that they're wanting off of it, have the minerals, but also have the grass that they have, and try to heal that other land that they just come off of. It's always encouraging when some fields like this one next to us, which is still our new fields, what we call our new fields, are not growing as good, but we have planted them with ryegrass to still have some of our old fields doing really good. We're not gonna do it tonight because it's getting too late. That net right here, which has the ducks in it and the one gobbler left, we're gonna put them in here. Now this was planted in rye, Aiden planted this, but it needs some good fertilization. So I think by having the ducks on it, cause see what the ducks have done? They've got this grass growing really good, and this is where they've been rotating. So this area has really picked up growth just because ducks and turkeys and chickens have been on it. So now we're gonna do the same thing. We've got the poultry mobile that has the corners crossed in here already. You can see the path that they've made. So they've been brutal, but that'll be really green for long. But we need to get the ducks in here and work this area. I don't know, me and Aiden were talking about this the other day. We're gonna try to get the bigger chicken mobile in here. I just don't know how we're going to do it because it's 12 foot and that's 12 foot. Now I think that gate that's a 12-foot gate, but it has about 6 inches clearance, so we may have to walk it all the way that way. So we'll figure that out later. It's not a big concern now. So now it's time to move some hay, move some rock for the bees to be moved, because we have to move bees because they're in the way of the new pig fence, all before dark. So you got to do what you got to do. We're actually moving 2 bee houses already, and then we got 2 more to go. It's dark, it's about 6:30 at night. But again, you know, this time change has put farming sometimes even in the dark. So we got to get these other 2. We've been basically taking a strapping them. We've already got them duct taped, putting them on the flat and carrying them to the new location, so that way we can get this fence up. Truly never really stop on farm, but this is something we've got to do, because our guys are going to try to get this fence done tomorrow, the next day, and these bee houses have got to be moved.